The weekly, the bold and the beautiful must-watch moments for September 29 to October 3rd tease that Hope is torn between her commitment to Carter and her love for Liam, while Will finds himself devastated and Elektra is heartbroken. Plus, Daphne reflects on Carter's charm. Tune in on CBS or Paramount Plus next week so you can catch all of the dramatic moments in Los Angeles. Monday, September 29th, 2025, #9620. Will and Elektra grapple with the revelation that Luna is pregnant. Sheila worries about her marriage. Taylor and Deacon share a brief warm moment as he seeks guidance. Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, 9621. Beth practices a father-daughter dance with Liam. Hope is torn between her love for Liam and her commitment to Carter. Eric and Ridge visit the Forrester showroom with Brooke, Carter, and Daphne, admiring the new collection. Hope admits to Brooke that she has been reminded of her past love with Liam. Ridge expresses his love for Brooke and approves a new fashion line. Hope flashes back to a rooftop moment with Liam. Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, 9623. Carter expresses his excitement about marrying Hope. Hope decides to go to the father-daughter dance. Daphne reflects on Carter's charm. Friday, October 3rd, 2025, number 9624. Ridge and Brooke are shocked to learn from Katie that Luna is alive. Lee is furious for risking her career to help a twisted Luna. Will is devastated, and Elektra is heartbroken. As the autumn leaves begin to turn in Los Angeles, the emotional landscape at Forrester Creations and the Spencer residence is shifting into a season of profound turmoil and heart-wrenching decisions. The week of September 29th through October 3rd promises to be a pivotal one on The Bold and the Beautiful, where the consequences of past passions and present deceptions will collide with devastating force. Two storylines, in particular, will command our attention. Centering on a woman torn between two futures and a young boy whose world is on the verge of shattering. This is a week defined by the agony of choice and the innocence lost in the crossfire of adult mistakes. Hope's torment, the impossible choice between Lope and Thope. At the heart of this week's drama is Hope Logan, a woman whose very name symbolizes a quality she is rapidly running out of. The hope for the future icon is adrift, caught in a maelstrom of her own making, and the two men in her life are pulling her in irreconcilable directions. The fallout from her romantic Italian interlude with Thomas Forrester continues to reverberate. What was initially dismissed as a moment of temporary insanity or a beautiful goodbye has proven to be anything but. The connection they forged in Rome was electric, raw, and real, a stark contrast to the stable, yet increasingly stagnant, partnership she has with her husband, Liam Spencer. Thomas has returned, not as a penitent former obsessive, but as a confident, self-assured man who has unequivocally won her heart, if not yet her hand. His proposal was not one of manipulation, but of genuine, passionate love, and Hope felt it. She cannot unfeel it. This week, we will see Hope truly begin to comprehend the weight of the fork in the road before her. On one path lies Liam, her husband, the father of her daughter Beth, the safe harbor. Their life together is built on a foundation of history, family, and a shared understanding of trauma survived. It is a life of comfort and predictability, but it is also a life where Hope feels judged, misunderstood, and perpetually seen as the good girl who must never stray. Liam's constant suspicions and his inability to see the woman she is becoming, a woman with desires and complexities he seems unwilling to acknowledge, have created a chasm that Italy only widened. On the other path stands Thomas, the reformed sinner, the brilliant designer, the man who looks at her not as a saint on a pedestal, but as a woman of fire and passion. With Thomas, she feels seen, desired, and unleashed from the constraints of her own carefully constructed image. He represents risk, excitement, and a profound artistic and emotional connection. But choosing Thomas means blowing up her entire life, her marriage, her family unit, and her public persona. It means trusting a man with a deeply checkered past, a decision that would alienate nearly everyone she loves, especially her mother, Brooke. This week, Hope's torment will be palpable. Watch for scenes where she is physically with Liam, going through the motions of domesticity, but with a distant, haunted look in her eyes. Her mind will be replaying moments with Thomas, his touch, his words, the freedom she felt in his arms. Conversations with Liam will be laden with subtext and unspoken truths. Every time he calls her honey, or plans for their future, it will feel like a shackle tightening. Conversely, her interactions with Thomas will be charged with a magnetic tension, a desperate yearning battling against a wall of duty and fear. The true brilliance of Annika Noel's performance will be on full display as she navigates this impossible choice. We will see the internal war play out on her face, the guilt warring with the desire, the love for her family battling the love for her own happiness. This is not merely a choice between two men. It is a choice between two versions of herself. Will she remain Hope Logan Spencer, the loyal wife and doting mother, or will she embrace Hope Logan, the woman unafraid to chase a radical, unpredictable, and thrilling love? By the end of the week, a decision may be forced upon her, pushing her closer to a point of no return that will redefine her character for years to come. Will's world crumbles, the innocent casualty of Sheila's return. While Hope's drama is one of emotional complexity, the situation unfolding in the Spencer home is one of pure, unadulterated dread. The seemingly idyllic life of John Finn Finnegan and Steffi Forrester, along with her son Hayes and, crucially, Liam's son Will, is a ticking time bomb. And the bomb's name is Sugar, wearing the face of Sheila Carter. The sheer, stomach-churning horror of this scenario cannot be overstated. Steffi and Finn believe they have finally achieved peace. Sheila is presumed dead, and they have built a warm, blended family unit. Will Spencer, a sweet and perceptive young boy, is a central part of that unit. He sees Finn as a loving stepfather figure and enjoys a stable home life with his sister Kelly and baby Hayes. But that stability is a fragile illusion. Sugar, impersonating Sheila, has not just infiltrated their lives. She has embedded herself as a trusted live-in housemaid. Every day she is in their space, handling their belongings, cooking their food, and most terrifyingly, caring for their children. The audience is privy to this deception, which makes every scene in that house almost unbearably suspenseful. We watch, our hearts in our throats, as Sheila tucks Hayes into bed or helps Will with his homework, knowing that at any moment the mask could slip or her fragile psyche could shatter. This week, the focus will sharpen on Will. He is at an age where he is more observant than the adults give him credit for. He may be the first to sense that something is off about the new nanny. Perhaps it's a look in her eye that lasts a moment too long, a strange reaction to a familiar name, or a comment that doesn't quite fit. Children are often the first to perceive malevolence disguised as kindness. Watch for moments where Will looks confused or subtly withdraws from Sheila's presence. These small, quiet moments are often more powerful than any dramatic confrontation. The devastation promised in the headline is not just a future event. It is a slow-motion collapse that begins this week. The foundation of Will's sense of security is cracking. The knowledge that the woman his family trusts is a dangerous imposter is a trauma waiting to happen. When the truth is finally revealed, and it must be, the psychological impact on Will be profound. The betrayal, the fear, and the violation of his safe space will leave scars. He is the ultimate innocent casualty in a war he doesn't understand, a war waged by a ghost from the adult's past. The potential for a hostage situation, or a moment where Will is directly threatened by a panicking Sugar, is high. The writers are masterfully building a sense of claustrophobic dread within the Spencer Finnegan home, and Will is at the center of it. His devastation is not just about the immediate danger, but about the loss of innocence, the permanent shattering of the belief that his home is the safest place in the world. Converging storms. While hope's internal storm and the external threat to Will's safety are the central pillars of the week, they are not isolated. The fallout from either crisis will inevitably ripple outwards. A devastated Liam, should hope move towards Thomas, will be even more vulnerable and desperate, potentially making reckless decisions. Meanwhile, Steffi's maternal fury, when she discovers the viper in her nest, will be a force of nature, likely drawing in Ridge, Brooke, and Bill in a frantic effort to protect the children. The week of September 29th is about the high cost of desire and the terrifying price of deception. It asks whether it is better to follow one's heart, even if it destroys a family, or to uphold a duty that slowly erodes the soul. Simultaneously, it serves as a chilling reminder that the sins of the past always return, often visiting their wrath upon the most blameless among us. As hope is torn and Will faces devastation, The Bold and the Beautiful proves once again that the most compelling drama is not about villains and heroes, but about the human heart navigating its most impossible choices and its most profound losses.